Okay, good day to all science students. In this video lesson, we are going to tackle about the earthquakes along fault under earthquakes and fault stuff. For learning competency, use models or illustration to explain how movements along faults generate earthquakes and identify and explain which types of faults are mostly likely to occur in the Philippines and explain why. For number 2, classify geological faults according to the angle of the fault plane and direction of slip. For learning objectives, explain the occurrence of earthquakes. Differentiate between the epicenter and focus of an earthquake. Describe the causes of earthquakes. Differentiate active and active faults. Compare and contrast the three geological faults. And explain how the movements of faults can cause earthquakes. So before we proceed to the lesson, we have first to answer these scrambled letters. For number 1, it is a fracture in the Earth's crust through which movement has occurred. What will be the answer? Okay, that is fault. It is a sudden and violent shaking of the ground caused by the movement of the tectonic plates beneath the Earth. It can occur on land or under the ocean. Okay, earthquake. For number 3, the side of a non-vertical fault that occurs above the fault plane. Okay, that is hanging wall. The side of a non-vertical fault that can be found below the fault plane. Okay, that is the foot wall. Also referred to as seismicity is the occurrence and distribution of earthquakes in a region. Okay, that is seismic activity. This one, a fact or a bluff. Okay, for number 1, the Pacific Ring of Fire covers a chain of shoreline countries around the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, that is bluff. It dominates the Pacific Ocean. Number 2, the Pacific Ring of Fire is where wildfire often occurs. Okay, bluff. It is a region where a large number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur regularly due to the movement and interaction of tectonic plates along the Pacific Ocean basin. For number 3, the movement of the ground is responsible for the geological activities on the Pacific Ring of Fire. Okay, that is fact. Okay, forces are present everywhere in your daily life. Whether you are sitting, standing, writing, or playing, different kinds of forces are at work. When you sit on a chair and you push on it, it pushes back on you. When you write on paper, especially if it is bit rough, you are applying force. Therefore, force is basically an interaction between two things or between something and its surroundings. Why do earthquakes occur? Okay, our country is located in an earthquake-prone region. Did you know that earthquakes are recorded in the Philippines every day? Fortunately, most of them are too weak to be felt or noticed. What exactly are earthquakes and why do this happens? How do this occurs? Okay, for mini-lab number 1, lay the ruler along the table such that 3/4 of its length. Hold the ruler with one of your hand and bend the free end of the ruler and then release it. Describe the movement of the ruler. Okay, watch this video. Ayan. Nagkakaroon po siya ng vibration. It produces vibration or a wave. As the ruler is bent, energy is stored. This stored energy is released when you let go of the ruler. And the vibrations caused by the release of energy are felt by the hand. The same process occurs in the rocks. The rocks beneath the Earth's surface are constantly subjected to deformation caused by pushing and pulling forces. Remember how forces allow objects to move. When the rigid rocks break, the energy stored in them is released, and the energy is manifested on the Earth's surface as earthquakes. The energy that causes earthquakes travels from particle to particle in the solid and liquid materials of the Earth. This energy spreads through the Earth's vibration called the seismic wave. The point of origin of seismic waves is called the focus or the hypocenter. On the other hand, the epicenter is located on the Earth's surface directly above the focus. The waves radially from the focus as energy moves from one particle to another. The fault plane is the surface that slips during an earthquake. So, ang pagkakaiba po ng focus, ang focus talaga yung pinaka-origin ng seismic wave. Saan ba nagkaroon ng break or ng banggaan na part na una. Yun naman pong epicenter, ito yung nasa pinaka-earth surface sa ibabaw ng earth na nakatapat dun sa focus. Kung titingnan natin dun sa picture, ayan, ito po yung focus. Dito nagsimula yung earthquake sa ilalim na to. And then, yung lugar sa ibabaw, kung anong lugar yun, nakatapat ng focus, ang tawag doon is epicenter. So, the epicenter of an earthquake is located directly above its focus or the point of origin of an earthquake. Kaya pag ang tanong, what is the point of origin of earthquake? The answer should be the focus. Pero kung tatanungin ay lugar, saang lugar, doon sa ibabaw sa surface ng earth, kung i-identify na natin yung place that is the epicenter, that is directly above the focus. Okay, yun po yung ang dalawang major type po ng seismic waves ay yung tinatawag natin na body waves and surface wave. At yung surface wave naman po, doon lang sa ibabaw ng Earth. Yung tinatawag natin na Love and Rayleigh wave. Yun namang body waves, we have the P and S wave. So, earthquakes may be caused by the sudden movement along faults and the plate boundaries or by volcanic eruptions. Earthquakes caused by faults and the movement of plate boundaries are called tectonic earthquakes. Earthquakes that are induced by rising lava or magma within a volcano are called volcanic earthquakes. Alin kaya dyan ang mas matlakas? So, kung papansin natin, mas matindi po yung sa tectonic earthquakes because it causes by the movement of plates. So, Earth's solid and rigid outer layer is not whole, but consists of huge pieces called tectonic plates. Boundaries between tectonic plates are made up of system of faults. Faults are breaks and rocks which result when they rub against each other or push each other out when tectonic plates move and separate. When those rocks break due to stress, earthquakes occur. So for mini test, what is the difference between the epicenter and the focus of an origin of an earthquake? The waves spread radially from the force as energy moves from particle to particle on rocks underneath the Earth's surface. While epicenter, this is the area on the Earth's surface directly above the focus. So kapag tinanong na anong lugar nagsimula, that is the epicenter. Ma-identify natin yung place, what's the name of the place. Pero sa pinakailalim nun, yung pinagmulan, ang tawag po dun is the focus. So we have active and inactive faults. A fault is considered active if there is evidence that it has moved one or more times in the last 10,000 years and may move again in the future. On the other hand, an inactive fault is a fracture that has not experienced any geologic activity in the last 10,000 years. However, some inactive faults may reactivate. Classifying a fault as inactive does not mean it will never move again. In the Philippines, segments of the Philippine Fault Zone, the Bali Fault System, and the Kasiguran Fault are categorized as active, while the Masbate Fault and the Eastern Mindanao Fault are considered inactive. So, hindi po porket inactive ay wala ng kapasidad na gumalaw. So, there is a possibility na yung inactive faults will become active. So, we have the different kinds of faults. We have the deep slip, strike slip, and oblique slip fault. So, in a deep slip fault, the ground moves either up or down along the slope of the fault. The deep is the angle the fault makes with respect to the surface. The block above the fault is the hanging wall, while the block below is the footwall, depending on how these blocks move in relation to the hanging wall and footwall. Deep slip faults are categorized as normal or reversed. In a normal deep slip faults, the hanging wall moves down in relation to the footwall. In a reverse deep slip fault, the opposite happens. The hanging wall moves up in relation to the footwall. So we have the strike slip fault. The block move side to side, sliding past one another. The strike is where the fault cuts across a horizontal surface. In a sinistral strike slip fault, a fault block moves to the left with respect to the opposite block. Sa boundary naman po, ang tawag dito is the transform fault boundary. For number 3, we have the oblique slip fault. Exhibit both deep. An oblique slip fault exhibits both deep slip and strike slip displacements, either an upward or downward sliding of the fault block and the horizontal movement to the left or to the right of one fault block with respect to the opposite block. Apply what you have learned by performing the activity on faults. Scan the QR code to download the activity. So pag i-scan nyo po yan, ito yung lalabas niya na activity sheets. So for number 1, cut to a set of cardboards like the figure on the right, and then in-note nyo po yung arrow, pataas yung isa, ito naman pababa, and lagyan ng hanging wall and then footwall. Ayun. So, in which set of cardboard does the stress in the cut part more evident? Explain your answer. So the stress is more evident in the first set of cardboards because the force applied is compressional and the cut in the cardboards experiences more force compared to the second set. Okay, how movement along faults generate earthquakes? So normal fault, reverse fault, and strike-slip faults are associated with one of three types of plate boundaries or meeting place of leading edges of tectonic plates. Normal faults occur at divergent boundary and strike-slip faults occur at transform fault boundaries. So actually tatlo po yan. We have divergent, convergent, and then the transform fault boundaries. Yan po ay may kinalaman naman sa movement or in the direction of the motion. So kung mapapansin natin dito sa picture, yung divergent papalayo sila sa isa't isa. Yung convergent is pasalubong yung dalawang plates. At yung transform, they are sliding past each other. So at or near tectonic plate boundaries, there is a large concentration of faults. The reason for this is that the movement of tectonic plates provides stress. Rocks on the Earth's surface break in response to this stress. Normal faults are caused by rocks being stretched. They are formed as a block of rock falls after being fractured. Sudden movement along these faults cause earthquakes as the movement releases stored up energy. The earthquake focus is the place where the rocks break. So in a reverse fault, the hanging wall has moved upward relative to the footwall due to the compressional force. Earthquakes happen due to this sudden movement. In strike-slip faults, two plates move horizontally sideways in different directions. As the plates move against one another, strain is built up. As energy is released, earthquakes occur. Strike-slip faults can produce major earthquakes with a magnitude as great as 8. So ito pala yung nakamatindi, yung strike-slip fault when they are sliding past each other. So ito yung transform fault boundary. So draw the graphic organizer on your paper as shown in the figure. For each set of rectangles, fill the top and the tectonic plate and the bottom with the associated type of fault. So ayan. So plate boundaries and fault systems. So pagsasamahin natin yung plate boundaries and fault systems. So ayan, divergent boundary, these are the plates that are moving away from each other. Ano naman klase ng fault system ang mayroon yan? So normal fault. So the divergent boundary, yan, under siya ng normal fault. What about convergent boundary? Okay, that is reverse fault. When you say convergent, they are approaching each other. What about strike-slip fault? That is the transform fault boundary or yung sliding past each other na dalawang plates. So types of faults in the Philippines. There are about 30 active fault systems in the Philippines from where earthquakes may originate. Example of these faults are the Philippine Fault, which stretches from Luzon to Mindanao, and the Valley Fault system, which runs through Bulacan to Laguna. There are many active faults in the Philippines because it is located at the boundaries of the two tectonic plates, the Philippine Sea Plate and the Eurasian Plate. These two plates dive beneath the archipelago along deep trenches. The Philippines is also in the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region around the rim of the Pacific Ocean. So faults may be normal, reverse, or strike-slip. Examples of normal fault in the Philippines are the Ginyangan Fault, the Masbate Fault, and the Central Leyte Fault. These three faults are part of the Philippine Fault system. The Bohol Fault is a reverse fault. The Philippine Fault is a lateral strike-slip fault. The Philippines is considered one of the most tectonically and seismically active areas in the world. The PBOX records at least 5 earthquakes a day in the Philippines, all of which are due to active faults. So the Philippine Fault Zone is an important tectonic and seismic feature that cuts across the Philippine archipelago from northwestern Luzon to the southeastern Mindanao. The Philippine Fault Zone is generally strike-slip in nature, is made up of several segments. Large magnitude earthquakes in recent years originated from this fault zone. So ito po yung pinaka-map ng distribution of active faults in the Philippines. So ayan. So napakarami. Buong bansa napapaikutan tayo ng mga active faults. Ano po? Kaya talagang prone tayo sa earthquakes and also in the volcanic eruption. So for Minilab 10-3, fill in the second column with examples of the types of faults found in the Philippines. Ayan. So sa first row, we have normal fault, number 2 is reverse fault, and strike slip fault. Sa normal fault, ano po yung mga example? We have the Ginayangan, Masbate, Central Leyte fault. What about reverse fault? We have Bohol fault. Strike slip fault, okay, Philippine fault. For mini test, differentiate active fault from inactive fault. What are the dangers of risk of living near an active fault? And how can you help your community learn and understand the concept of faults as earthquakes generator? So, ito po yung mga sagot natin. A fault is active if it moves within 10,000 years. It is inactive if it has not had any geologic activity in the last 10,000 years. So number 2, the dangers of living near an active fault include experiencing strong ground motion, landslide, rockfalls, and tsunamis. Houses built on an active fault may be destroyed easily during an earthquake. If students know faults, they can help warn people, family members, and neighbors about the dangers of earthquakes that may originate along these faults. They can help people to understand the risk of living near faults. Knowledge of where faults are located and how large the earthquake that these faults may produce can help people in the community mitigate or lessen the effects of earthquake.